Welcome back to the monthly, the podcast, Danberg SC. As always, we are welcomed with the one, the only Cavi. How are you, my friend?
I'm cold because it's Christmas, but I'm good.
It is a little bit cold. Yeah, it's I don't have the heater on today, but I've been playing in this room with you for the past like hour and a half, so my rig has heated up everything plenty, and now it's hot. So
My pipes would freeze if I turned off my heat. So
you live in like the subarctic though. That's the problem. So today, it is the Christmas edition, and we've got the forecast of what we're going to talk about over to my left, or maybe to your right. I don't know. I have my camera inverted over here, and we're going to just kind of talk about the new the new maps. We're going to talk a little bit about the balance update and just kind of enjoy ourselves a little bit. But before we do that, Kevin, how are you doing on the ladder?
I've done all right, but I haven't had a chance to play a lot of games. I've been playing more 2v2 with you than 1v1 since the ladder came out.
Yeah, we've done a bunch of 2v2s.
I had no chance on the actual new season day, but yeah, I played 5 games and did okay. I'm like 50-50 right now.
Good. Yeah, I've been doing really well this season. I've got like a 75% win rate overall. I only have 15 games, and I started really shredded. I dropped all the way down to Diamond 3 before this new season started, and then I started winning the end of last week, and I got back up into Diamond 2. And then, beginning of this season, I've like basically shot all the way to the top of Diamond 2 right away. And I'm about 100 MMR away from Diamond 1 again, so if I just keep playing well, I'm going to do a big stream tomorrow for about 4 hours. So if I go slightly positive in that, then I should tip into D1 again, but yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But,
yeah, hopefully I'm plat 3 or plat 1 at the moment, but I'll get back.
Yeah, I saw your win rate. You've been on a recently. You're still on like a 57% win rate overall. So as long as you just grind more games, you'll jump back into Diamond. It's just the end of the last season, beginning of this season's always a mess. But yeah, before we get into it, because this is the Christmas edition, I had an idea today that we wanted to give a present back to the StarCraft community. So what we're both going to do is we're going to give 100 MMR points to the StarCraft community. Now, if you don't know, the ranked ladder and the unranked ladder are the same. They play on the same list. And if you're playing unranked, then basically you can give MMR to your opponent, but you don't lose any of your actual ranked MMR. It will shred down your unranked MMR. But basically what Kevin and I are going to do is we're going to go into 5 matches of unranked, wish them a Merry Christmas, and give them that MMR. And that way it doesn't affect our actual MMR, but it will give them some boost in their in their games. So you ready, Kevin?
I feel like people could use this to abuse the system, so I'm worried that you're wrong, but let's do it anyways.
I'm pretty sure it's right.
How it's gonna fuck our shit up.
Well,
It's like account banned for intentional smurfing.
No, it's
even though we have smurfs all the time.
No, I don't think it's gonna be an issue because there are people that
Magneto. His name's so shitty. I don't even want to give him a. Okay, I'll be nice. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. I'll be nice.
No, your MMR, your ranked and unranked MMR, I mean, people do it at the beginning and end of all seasons where they'll just shred down their MMR, right? They'll just go into a game and quit out. I mean, it's fine. But no, your unranked MMR is a totally different MMR base than your ranked MMR. So if you want to play people your actual rank, you have to basically play enough unranked to get your MMR up to that. But unranked is basically for if you're trying out a new build and you don't really want to play like super high level people. Your unranked MMR is usually a little bit lower just because you don't play as much. And yeah, I'm 99.5% sure that I'm correct on this point, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
Here's what I've done instead. I said, "Are you playing ranked?" And he said, "Yep." I said, "I'm gonna probe rush you. Merry Christmas." Now there's a bunch of probes heading to his place. And he says, "Okay.
If you win, you get the MMR." I'm just gonna give my MMR. I'm just gonna.
He's hard walled off.
Oh, I love it. You're like, all right, well, hard counter to that. Good job.
Surprisingly, it's working quite well.
Oh, really?
Because I just have to wait for that first thing to pop out.
Then you're effed. I can't get into a match here. I've been waiting for a minute and 47 seconds for this unranked.
We're playing unranked.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have to keep waiting, we might have to find another way.
Well,
to
we'll do it eventually, but I'll at least give one. I'll give one out, and I'll say that I'll do 4 more today, so we don't waste the entire stream waiting in a queue. Ah, here we go. I got a game.
All right.
Yeah, because that
So
that
we might only have to do a couple games if you're waiting that long. And a Marine's out.
I'm just gonna give it to him. I'm gonna ask him. I'll ask him the same thing.
Good luck, have fun.
Jeff, are you playing ranked? There you go. I did it. Merry Christmas. Enjoy MMR. Alright, I'm going to do that 4 more times today, but that's basically what our Christmas gift to the community will be, is 100 MMR points. I've already given them 1. And then we were going back to that, so let me get back to the monthly.
There we go.
Oh, perfect.
Good that.
Perfect. So we've got those 2 points done. Oops, jeez. Those 2 points finished. Oh, no. Let me adjust this down a little bit. Get more of my Terran banner in the background there. Yeah. I'm screwing this up. Whatever. There we go. Alright, so next point on the agenda for today is dealing with losses. Last season, me and you both, I got shredded down from Diamond 1 all the way damn near to Platinum 1. I was like within probably 200 MMR of being back into Platinum. So I lost,
yes.
I think, 500 or 600 MMR over like a 2-week period.
I remember those days, sadly.
It was
some rough days.
It was brutal. I think you also had
that
dropped.
Was last season. Yeah, I dropped like crazy. I was so close to hitting Diamond 1. Wait, Diamond 1? Diamond 2?
Diamond 2, I think, yeah.
Diamond 2.
You were like a game away from Diamond 2.
Yeah, as a game. And then I dropped down to Plat 2.
Yeah, basically that's the same thing. We both lost like 500 MMR. I don't know why. Honestly, like, looking back at the replays, yeah, I was getting a little bit supply blocked and things like that, but nothing like out of the ordinary from my usual gameplay. I was just fucking losing games. I couldn't figure it out. So it was pretty brutal. I couldn't get it.
My guess is that the actual ranks are much more fluctuating than we think.
Yeah.
Like, we're going up, those other people are also going up and down in those ranks, and we're playing people that are much better than what we normally play.
You know, I think you're right. Actually, I'll put it on the stream. Let me open it up really quick. So one thing that you can see is the ladder.
Remember I sent you that chart?
Yeah. I'm opening that. Oh, jeez, hang on.
And it shows how one season all of a sudden everything bumped up like crazy.
Yeah. So this is, I think it's ranked for the win. Is this website that you showed me? Let me see if I can get some detail here.
Like, how do you actually measure goodness, right?
Yeah.
So for example, 1 week you could be 4,000 MMR good, but how do you actually like quantify that?
Yeah, right. It's hard to figure this out. But what I realized here is right at the new season right now, it's hard to see. But the Diamond League last season was you needed 4,120 MMR to get into Diamond. To get into Diamond last season, right? Now this season that has dropped. And you can see Master League has also dropped.
Notice how it peaked right at the end. It was kind of going at a constant upwards.
Yeah, and then boom,
the end of the season's always a lot harder. The same thing happened there. Boom, it shredded down in early 2019.
Oh yeah, right here.
Like summertime.
Yeah. So it seems like right towards like the end of a year or something like that. I mean, it ranks up and drops down, but I think it's overall it drops down. It's actually dropped down pretty far. You can see the white line going across the screen here. This white line here.
Yeah.
This Master League hasn't been this low since, it looks like 2016 here. I'll put it over here so you can kind of see. The white line here shows So this white line right here shows the Master League. So the last time Master League was lower than this was back in 2016. There was a huge dip in Diamond too, right around here, where Diamond League, like, basically they made Diamond League massive. Right about the beginning of 2017. Mid 2016 it looks like Diamond was like huge, and then they've slowly been like they've kept this gap consistent, but it seems based on the numbers here,
all I can say is mid 2018, if you were bronze, you were in a very small
what is this this is
Look
bottom 3%. Yeah, the bottom 3% of people. That is
11. Even if you were in silver, you were 75%. Oof.
Yeah, it was rough. It was a rough time to be alive. All right, but yeah, the Diamond and the Master Leagues just dropped again, so I've been trying to get into Diamond 1. I think this year, if the Master League stays at this level, I should be able to pop into Diamond 1 at least, because that'll be also artificially lowered. But yeah, this site is pretty cool if you haven't checked it out. But I wanted to talk today about what do you do if you are getting super tilted? Like, what's your go-to? How do you get past it?
For me,
yeah,
I just play more games and try to change it up. I think I got tilted earlier this week, and I think I just played cannon rushes like all that week. And I learned that cannon rushes are okay, but they're not that great. But then it helped me like reset and then play normally again against go back to builds, and then suddenly those builds were working again.
That's a good idea. I should change that up too. I don't do that. I'm a replay like monger. If I'm in a rut, yeah, I just go into the replay and I look at myself and I'm like, I screwed this up, I screwed that up, I screwed this up, and I just try to fix it, you know, like just to correct what I'm doing. But I should try that. This actually, one of the things I'm working on for next year is I have goals that I set every year for StarCraft 2. This year I wanted to tip into Diamond 1 in 2019. That was my goal. And in 2020, my goal is to basically, I'll talk about this more in January on the next one, but I want to like learn a new build, and I want to tip into, I want to maintain Diamond 1 at least for Season 1, but I think in 2020 I really want to push for Master League. That's going to be my main goal, is to figure out how to get into Master during 2020.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a steep goal. It's a steep goal. I mean, I have to basically travel through a league and a half, but I don't know, if I really work at it, if I'm really concentrating, I might be able to do it. But so back to,
I think that's my downfall, is I never look at replay.
I mean, it's not bad. I think I maybe do it too much, where
I just try to forget the last. If I lost, I just try to get that out of my, just like move on, next game.
Fair.
I treat it like Overwatch or whatever. If you lose an Overwatch, you just don't care. You just go on to the next.
Yeah,
game.
I mean, but I don't play Overwatch as competitively.
No, you don't play Overwatch competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why get past the tilt is to play it not competitively.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe unranked or something. Maybe I should play some unranked if I'm getting really, really tilted and just screw around. You know what I mean? Like,
I play ranked, but I just don't play it in a competitive way.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just drop the competitiveness out of it.
I have to figure it out, because like mine is all about like I can't really forget what I lost. That's like something I don't do. I'm like from the very beginning, every time I lose a game, I'm always like, while I'm in the queue of the next game, I'm like, should have done this, should have done this, should have done this. I didn't do that well, I didn't do this well, I didn't do that well, and that's why I lost the game. So when I go into the next game, I'm like, I want to do this better, I want to do this better. But then if I'm really tilted, I'll fuck up the same things again, and then it just like exacerbates everything, and I'm like more tilted than I was originally, because I was like, I said I wasn't gonna get supply blocked, and I'm fucking supply blocked again, and then like it gets off the rails. So I have to kind of work on that. But so what tilts you the most? What's the thing that like fucking irks you when you're playing a game?
I think what tilts me the most is when I'm really close to like winning, or I die but like just barely can't hold them off.
Yeah, that's.
Or feels like they're basically like cheating because of how far ahead they are, yet you still like were good. Like, I don't get it. Like, you can be really good, feel like you're super ahead, and it's just like, wait a second, how do you have so much stuff? You're on one base.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the second, the follow-up push is what I call it. And when they come in and they push and you're like, oh, I held it, and then like 10 seconds later there's like another army. It happens especially with Terran, and I'm just like, oh, I can't win. But for me, I don't know. Like what really tilts me the most is like when I lose the shit that I know how to beat. Like if I see a Terran going 2-1-1, or if I see a Protoss going like Mass Oracle or like Phoenix Opener, I know exactly what to do. Like I know exactly what I should do to shut down all of their harass that they're trying to do. And I fuck it up, and like my queen will be out of position, and I'll pick up all my queens, and I'll lose 3 queens, and I'm like, now I'm fucking far behind. Like I saw it coming.
Get the answer, and yeah.
Exactly. I knew what I should have been doing. I knew when and where to do everything, and I just didn't do something well because of execution, and I fuck it up. That's what tilts me the most. Like if I don't know how to deal with something, like if they're going like Colossus Disruptor, like out of the gate, and I didn't scout it, I'm like, well, one, I should have scouted this. Like it's not hard to see Colossus Disruptor. Like they got 3 robos, and they're turtled up on 2 bases, and they're just pumping out of those things with the cybernetic score. It's easy to see, and just go mutas, and then they're dead. But if I don't see it coming, or if I just don't know what to do about it, then I'm not so tilted. If I see it coming and like I just get wrecked. But yeah, that tilts me the most is like, oh, I just need to do this, and then I screw all that up and die. That is the worst for me.
Yeah, having a well-executed plan and it just doesn't go to plan at all.
Yeah, or if I'm getting like proxied, like proxy 2-gate Reaper or something like that, and I'm like, okay, I just have to make 10 lings at the beginning, and then like I take a fight off of creep because I'm stupid and I lose all my lings. I'm like, oh, I just lost the game now. Like why did I do that? Like I didn't need that wrecks me when that happens. But yeah. But have you ever like really tilted someone else?
It's rare and hard to see if you actually tilt somebody versus just them leaving or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't know unless they say, hey, I've been tilted by what you just did, right?
I am tilted. You have wrecked my day.
What they're really thinking. They could just be like, whatever, who cares, and move on.
Yeah,
right?
that's
like,
true.
Without either seeing that type out or watching a stream and watching somebody get tilted. Very rarely do you watch streamers get tilted, so I mean, I have a feeling most people aren't all that tilted by what I do. It's not like I'm Master 1 or whatever, but I mean, I have done a cannon rush where the guy was pretty upset and did say something, and a few times
said some choice words to you.
I've had people just say like, oh, that build's way too strong, whatever, but yeah, very rarely. People are pretty good at StarCraft. That's why I haven't given it up, is because people aren't as salty as Overwatch or League of Legends or other games. There's not as much flaming. Like people at our league are more respectful of it, so they don't. The worst thing they do is not say GG. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, you get a single G.
Or, it's like
no
so
GG. Like, I've gotten some of those before.
there's very rare when you get like a. You have this, or like go get cancer or something. Like, it's very rare where people are like telling you to like die in a hole. So that's why I do appreciate StarCraft.
I've heard League of Legends that's like part of the community is BM.
Yeah. It's bad though. It's BM, but it's also just like it makes it to a point where it's so negative. It's like, how do anybody read this without thinking something's wrong with whoever? Like, that is just hateful and bad.
I've never played any rounds of League of Legends ever. Overwatch, I mean, sometimes you get it, but it's not that bad on Overwatch. I mean,
Overwatch is not as bad.
And also, like, you're
nearly as bad.
You're with a team too. So if someone BMs, like, you have other people on your team that like gang up on them. So it's not like a 1v1. But yeah, StarCraft, I feel, is like, I think there are some people that are very like arrogant and like high-strung about their games, but not like super. I mean, there are. I will run into someone that'll just be a dick and like badmouth me the entire match. I will run into that, but I think maybe in the close to 3,000 games I've played of StarCraft on the ladder, I have had that happen. I would say less than 10 times.
All right.
I would say.
Have you tilted anyone yet?
Have I tilted anyone? Only if I play them multiple times in a row.
Yeah.
Like, if I play someone twice in a row, and I either do the same build and kill them twice the same way, or they try something totally different and I kill them, then yes. It happens especially in Zerg versus Zerg. I know there are a couple people that hate playing me. One guy, I think his name is like Holy Fire. He like, every time I get onto a match, he badmouths me immediately. That's one guy that like hates playing with me. I've just blocked him. I blocked his communications because he just like badmouths me the entire time. But there's him and there's one other Zerg. I can't remember the name. It's a similar like I don't know. But when I fight Zerg versus Zerg, I usually do a gasless roach opener, which is a really defensive opener. And I'll beat them because they'll like do a Ling Rush or something on me, and then I'll win. Then if I get them a second time, I don't do that same build. I'll do a Ling Bane pressure at the beginning, which is a very aggressive build. So I completely change my style of play that second game, and I usually get a free win off of it because they're expecting me to turtle up again, like behind my wall, and I'll do like a 27 worker, like 20 Ling push while I'm macroing behind it. And usually just 20 Lings at about 3.5 minutes just ends their game. And then I'll get some like massive like, I hate you, like that I get it at that second game usually is when it hits me.
I do see more whispers after the fact on your stream than I get. And I don't know why. So here, it's at higher levels, it's more like that.
This is what I was going to say. There's a bit of arrogance, I think, when you get up to higher levels. I've tried to stay very solid in the mindset where if I lose a match, it's because I fucked something up. Like even when I hated playing Protoss for like seasons and seasons, I was like, fuck, I can't beat Protoss. I know it's because I'm a shit player against Protoss. I don't have a plan, and like my plan is garbage, or like I get super fucking supply blocked all the time because I'm not used to building roaches and they're really supply heavy. So like mechanically I'm not as good against Protoss as I am against Zerg or I'm against Terran. And I try to stay in the mindset of if I'm losing a match, it's because I'm fucking something up. I try to say that as much as possible. But when you get into the higher leagues, you start noticing imbalanced shit a little bit more. Like one thing I get angry about is if they're just doing like the old time, it was like charge lot, Colossus, Storm. They A move charge lot and Colossus, and then they just click Storm, Storm, Storm. Where I'm like trying to spread my fucking Hydras and move my Corruptors in from behind and like make my Banelings go in to kit. It's like I have to do so much shit where they're just like A move, Storm there, itch in their face, Storm there. Like that kind of that tilts me when I see that because I'm like I just have to play so much more difficult shit to counter what you're doing, but I let them get to that point because I didn't pressure them at all. And that's one of the things about my Zerg is I don't play very like harassment style Zerg. I'm more of a defensive style Zerg where I like absorb their attack, outgrow them, and then I push across the map. And Protoss doesn't really work against that. Like if I just let Protoss macro, they just have a better army than I do by 7 minutes, and I lose a lot. So yeah, but in the higher leagues, you start noticing, like, I'm not a high league. I'm Diamond 2. I'm basically the exact same place as where you are. So we're, like, mid-tier. But you start noticing
also,
a little bit more.
When people message me after the fact, I'll just block them instantly. Like, I block them if I think they're going to say something.
That's a good point, too.
Because it comes up right away, like, they'll say something, I'll just right-click and block instantly. Yeah, and then that way, if they type anything else, it's like, yeah.
I should do that. That's a good idea.
Because you'll notice that people that BM in the game, if you're to go to whisper them after the fact, it will say this person has their thing set to private or whatever, which I guess I could do too. But
it's only your friends can talk
always
to.
the BMers that,
that hide behind their wall. So yeah. But this season's been going pretty well. We're both above 50% win rate, so we're both doing okay. Last season, I think I ended at like 49, 48%, which is a little bit rough, but yeah, you can't win them all. It's my first loss season I think I've had in StarCraft, where I ended at not 51% plus. Yeah. So a little bit rough, but just got to keep pushing.
So your overall's beyond that, yeah.
My overall is still at 51%. Solid.
That's good.
Just even.
That's really good because over the amount of games you play, that's a lot of extra work.
Yeah. So it's over 3,000 games. 1% of 3,000 is like 30 games or something like that, which is like 300 MMR or something, or not. I don't know. It's something. I'm doing okay. That's how it gets down to it. But pushing the discussion forward, I want to talk about the new season. So this new season, we've got new maps, and we've got new balance. Let me get the rest of my Terran logo in there. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that beauty. So the new maps, we played all of them, I think, yesterday in 1v1s and stuff like that. We talked about it. The new map pool, I don't know all of the... Let me take a look really quick, actually. Hold on. The new map pool totally is Zen LE, NightShade LE, Simulacrim LE. I honestly don't know how to say that one. Triton LE, Eternal Empire LE, World of Sleepers LE, and Ephemeron LE. So the grandfathered maps are Ephemeron, World of Sleepers, and Triton. And the new maps I have listed out in my... Oh, jeez, there it is. I have listed out in here. My notepad, yeah. So, Eternal Empire LE, Simulacrim LE, NightShade LE, and Zen LE. Let's go and take a look. Jeez. Let's go and take a look at these maps really quick. So before I get into that actually, let's go back. Let's take a step back. Let's take a step back for a second. And okay. So before we get into that, I want to know your overall opinion of these maps, these new 4 that we played.
I like how dark Nightshade is. That's cool. I think it's a good choice of maps. They have a little bit of interesting things into them that make it different. Kind of sad that Disco Bloodbath is gone. That was my favorite.
That was a good map. What the hell? Hold up a second.
I just liked there was a dancing panda in the middle of the map. And then you could dance on the disco floor. And there was death everywhere.
Yeah, the Disco Bloodbath was maybe one of my favorite map names and map designs ever, I think. I really enjoyed it.
Not to play, though?
No, I didn't have a very good win rate on it, actually. Hold on, what was my win rate on Disco Bloodbath? That's a good point. Hold on, let me check this.
Let me check my win rate.
Yeah. Let's do that really quick. I want to know your best win rates for
Current and previous.
This.
Current won't have anything. I haven't even played all the maps on the ladder. I'm sure you have, though.
I've played them all right now, just a couple of them. Yeah, I've got everything but Simulacrim, but I don't know why that map isn't dropping right now.
You haven't played it yet?
No, it's not come up even once. Eternal Empire. Where's Disco Bloodbath? Disco Bloodbath LE, 54%. So it's okay. It's not bad. It's not terrible. 100%
win on Nightshade with 3 wins. I like that map the best.
Nightshade, let me see your maps.
Ephemeron, I have 1 win, and then I've lost every other map.
What's your worst map? Let me see here.
Well, actually, I haven't played any World of Sleepers, Eternal Empire,
Ascension Ire, Neon Violet Squares. That map was terrible. Blue Shift. What was your win rate on Redshift LE? 50%. That's not bad. Redshift was one of the jankiest maps ever.
Yeah, that was 2 seasons ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let me see what my win rate against that map was. Redshift LE.
50-50.
Redshift LE. 58%. Yeah, I played Ling Rushes on that a lot, though. I would just all in a lot. It was my cheese map.
62% on Abiogenesis? Abiogenesis?
What are you talking about? Are you having a stroke, Kevin?
Hybogenesis.
Hybogenesis. What is this? Hold on. Hybogenesis.
31 wins on.
Where is this map?
Genesis.
Abiogenesis.
What are your race report? Your current season.
My current season on race report?
You must have played it. No, yeah, map report.
Sorry. Let me see. Map report for me. Abiogenesis?
Yeah.
I think it's Abiogenesis at 56%. That was my cheese map. Oh, I remember that really short map. Yeah. Yeah, 56 and 58 for Redshift. This season is Zen. I've already started cheesing on Zen because I love that map, and I've got 2 losses on it right now. But I got a Protoss twice, and they did their cannon rush, and it was super brutal. And then I lost 1 to a Widow Mine. I was doing a 12 pool, and this one Widow Mine got like the juiciest connection on my on my Lings ever. I was like, yeah, you win that. That is dead now. Like, there's one Widow Mine and killed like literally 25 Lings. I was like, all right, yeah, GG. Yeah, I won one of them though with it was a Protoss. I did my Ravager push against him. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they kept Ephemeron in there, which I'm not very good at.
Ephemeron right now, let me see. Ephemeron, I've got a 54%. I'm not too, I don't hate the maps, but let's take a look really quick. Let's take a look at what the maps look like. Go to arcade. So Ephemeron LE is, make a actual lobby so I could see a little bit bigger of this map. Oh, what a terrible, this is awful. Like, it's the smallest little corner of this map ever.
This Ephemeron one, it's kind of weird because it says those choke points that are.
Yeah, it's a. I don't mind Ephemeron, but it's just got like the bridges. Yeah, this is the bridge map, and it's okay. I get a lot of battle cruisers on this map, and I'm really good at battle cruisers. Protoss has so many ledges and stuff, so if they go Colossus on this map, I lose a lot to that. It's just a really good map for Colossus to like walk up and down ledges and stuff like that, so it's hard for me to like zone them in unless I'm making corruptors. And yeah, it's rough. But Zerg versus Zerg, this map is a pretty easy turtle to 3 bases, so it turns in a lot of macro games, and I can usually pull it out from that. So I don't mind Ephemeron LE. Triton LE, I like the snow style of this map. This one's not a bad map. It's got 2 spots for your third, but at your natural, it has that one little ramp right in front of it that they can like siege up on, and I'm bad in this map against Terran. And World of Sleepers is just World of Sleepers. It's the one with like the little, what is it? Mineral wall in it. But talking about the new maps, we've got Eternal Empire LE, which is like the coolest designed map. I love the color scheme. I love this map. This is my #1. This is my favorite map this season. Ephemeron, Eternal Empire LE. Have you played it yet?
I haven't played this one yet, no.
I think we played
Eternal
it once
Empire
yesterday.
I think we played it. You showed me that you could get from the high ground.
No, that's not this map. That's Zen. Zen LE is the cheese map. This one is just a standard, really, really cool map. There's a lot of ledges. There's a lot of different like ups and downs on it. For me, a really good Zerg map is a map that I can take 2 different third bases. Like, doesn't matter which one I take, because that lets my macro boom in the beginning. Like, one of the things that is really bad for me is if they block my third and I can't get it when I want to get it, it stunts my macro a little bit, and I feel it in like the 4 to 5 minute mark, right when Terran or right when Protoss is about to hit my base. I'm like still trying to macro instead of like have a slightly lower economy with like more defense, and I lose a lot of games if I don't get my third down on time. So for me, a really good map is one that has 2 different third base expansion points that I can take without basically, it just changes like where I'm trying to creep, but it doesn't change like really aggressive forward, or it's like really hard to defend or something like that. Eternal Empire doesn't have that, and I still like it as my favorite map this season. I really like this map. Next we have Simulacrim. I'm going to say it like that until I hear someone else say it. But
Simulation Crumb. Simulation Crumb.
Simulacrum.
Simulacrum.
This map, and I like this map second best because, as I just explained, it's got 2 different points where I could take my third base without getting blocked. So as soon as it goes back to the front here, I could take it either right here or right here. It's basically, this one's on a low ground, so it's a little bit harder to defend, but I can creep it really easy. It's not an issue, so I don't mind it. But it's just a macro map, just standard macro map. After that, they have NightShade, and like the picture is just a black fucking, like all of these are just black. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's like a joke, because this map is literally the darkest
you're not looking
map.
at the right thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Looking...
It's all. They're all black. They're all just black.
Oh.
I don't know if it's a joke or not, but this map is like the darkest map in the map pool. Like when I'm in the beginning of the game, I'm trying to place my overlords on those pillars. It's like impossible to see them. I have to like basically turn up my brightness.
I was looking at a different one.
Right?
What? Why would it do that?
I have no idea. It's stupid.
I think it's a glitch.
It's weird. It's got to be a bug or glitch right now. But yeah, this map. I'm not too much of a fan of this map. I don't really like this map. This is kind of like the meh, and I think it's going to be gone beginning of next season, and they might even patch it to make it a little bit brighter because it is super, super dark. The last one is Zen LE. Zen LE is a cool looking map. Like it's just a really interesting map. It doesn't have a lot of bases, and the rush distance is really short, but it can only be like navigated by like one unit wide. I don't know if I'm saying that right. How do you say that? Like the unit box can only be like one. If it's two, it can't fit through. So like the biggest unit you could probably get through is like a Hellion. I don't think Cyclones can get through. I don't think Ravagers can get through. I don't think Immortals can get through. They definitely cannot get through. Archons can't get through. But like Zealots, Stalkers, Roaches, stuff like that can get through. So this is my cheese map. And for Protoss, it's got a really good cannon rush ledge if you're doing it right. I don't know how to do it, but like over here in this part, it's a really good spot for cannon rushes because you can like completely defend it. And then for Zerg, 12 pools on this map because the rush distance is so short. I could just like be at your base immediately before you can get anything up. It's a really, really interesting map. I don't like it because of like, I would like to play a map like this as a big macro game that went on for minutes and minutes. But it's more of like a cheese, get a weird advantage, and then macro out of it if you don't just kill him with the cheese. So that's my opinion of these maps. I like going back to the list that I have them written out here. So number 1 for me is Eternal Empire LE. Number 2 is Simulacrim, whatever, NightShade, and then Zen LE. But these are kind of interchangeable. The Zen LE and the NightShade, I'm not too swung either way.
Yeah, they're pretty standard, so I'm not like worried about it too much.
Yeah. I guess the last part of the whole shebang today, we'll talk about the new balance update. So I don't want to read the whole post and everything like that, but basically the new changes are they changed the Infestor. They removed the infested Terran and gave it a different like shade ability where you're kind of covered from air stuff. They nerfed the Zealot where they took the +8 damage off of the first charge hit on all the Zealots. They nerfed the battle cruiser a little bit, so where it jumps away, it stays for a second, so you can like hit it a couple more times and hopefully kill it before it jumps away. They have to be a little more careful. And also Yamato cannon doesn't just cancel if you like get out of range of it. It shoots and misses, so it has to go on recharge. And then for Terran, they really reduced the timing of Stim. I think they reduced it by like 20 seconds. So now Stim timings come online really, really quick. I tried to do a 2-1-1 actually when I placed this season for Terran. I did my standard 2-1-1, and I had Stim before my Medivacs popped out. It was like, whoa, I have Stim like right now. So I might actually start walking across the map with my Marines, and then when the Medivacs show up, I just have that. And my attack will be able to hit that much faster. So it's actually really, I like it. It's cool. But what do you think of these new balanced units? Have you had any issues with them?
I think the problem is I just haven't played enough games to know. It does feel like things are coming different. Like I've seen more cloaked banshees.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen more like weird older play and stuff. Like, are you playing this because you think it's good now with the balance changes? Or are you playing this because the person's not going to expect it because of the balance changes? You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're going to expect that I'm going to take advantage of the balance changes, so I'm just going to throw something completely different at them.
Yeah,
that's a good point. But it just seems very different right now. Like, a lot of people are just playing different styles. And it could just be that people are getting their placements, and that's all it is.
Yeah, it could be. One thing I just thought of was there's another balance on this that I didn't put, the Fusion Core. So the Fusion Core upgrade, what it does now is, for Terran, it used to be you could get Ranged Liberator upgrade and the I don't want to say something wrong, but they might have moved like Cloak as well. They moved like the medevac upgrades and stuff. Basically, all of your starport upgrades, minus like a few, are on the fusion core instead of the tech lab. So what that means is they can make double production of like liberators with liberator range. So I don't think it affects banshees. I don't want to say that. It doesn't affect banshees, but like before,
I don't know why this guy went and mass cloak banshees on me. Like, come on, dude.
I don't know. Like, sometimes I'll get that too. Cloak banshee openers, I've run into a couple of them this season as well. But I kind of just have a reaction for it. I don't care about cloak banshees. But the new liberators, like, the thing with liberators before is, if you wanted to get liberator range, you needed to get a fusion core, and then you needed to put the liberator. You had to have a tech lab on one of your starports to make that liberator range. Now, you make a starport, you put a reactor on it. While you're putting the reactor on it, you drop a fusion core. You start making 2 liberators at a time while you're getting liberator range. So right about the time you have your 4th liberator, like 2 pop, then 2 more pop, you'll have liberator range by the time they get out on the map. And you can like siege up 4 liberators in like really difficult spots on all your mineral lines, and it's really hard to deal with. So the new map pool actually has addressed that. And if you notice, I don't know if you realized, but like behind the mineral line, there's a lot more space usually right now with your main and your natural bases. Because if they don't do that, Terran can literally just rush liberator range and put a liberator down, and you can't do shit about it for like a minute. And then they just kill like 2 mineral lines, or you have to like long distance mine. It's like a big pain in the ass, but that's what I'm kind of worried about when people start figuring out how to do that. That fusion core liberator stuff is going to be really, really brutal, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I've kind of tempted to play Terran, but only if they're good. It
Yeah.
just feels like this season has not been nice to Terran either.
No,
which is sad because it's like I thought they were gonna get a bit of buff, but maybe it's just people at this level. I want to see Terran get way better in GSL, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. I would like to see more Terrans in the top. Like back 2016 when Terran was actually like really strong because of Ravens and stuff like that. You saw more Gumiho. You saw more people like Innovation and like obviously Maru and things like that. Like you had these big Terran names that were always up in the top 4 and the top 5 and just crushing it. And now it's like just Maru. It's like just Maru. And
I feel like they have to do crazy stuff to make it work.
Exactly. I feel the same way. So like I think there are some. I hope that this new Liberator thing is going to give the combination of having ranged Liberators come online much faster and having Stim hit much faster. I think that's going to give Terran a more aggressive ability to open and like harass and keep their opponent on a lower economy while they're trying to boom out behind it. It could be very interesting. I'm actually very excited to see how it shapes out this year. But basically, starport stuff from Terran is going to be really big this season. It's going to be very strong because of how they've basically made it so if you see a tech lab on a starport, it's either a Raven, a Banshee, or a battlecruiser. There is no reason to have a tech lab if you're doing anything else. So the good thing about scouting is it really narrows down your options. Like, do they have a fusion core? Then it's probably a battlecruiser. If they don't have a fusion core, it's either a Banshee or a Raven. And if the fusion core is, if the tech lab is spinning, it's 100% a Banshee because they're getting cloak. So if you know what you're looking for, you can pretty much nail it. But before, when there's a tech lab on it, you're like, they could be going Liberator, they could be rushing this, they could be doing that.
That's a good point.
So you didn't know. So it makes their timing come online quicker, but it allows me to scout it and be able to react to it faster and more precisely without having so much like
that. Yeah.
So you have to know what you're looking for, but I think that was a really good balance. But for me, the big one is the Zealot. Like I'm able to play Lingbane Hydra against Protoss now because the Lings and the Zealots kind of go toe to toe if their upgrades are similar. And I'm really enjoying, because I feel like I have a plan now, and I feel like, okay, I have this plan, and now I just have to figure out how to make this plan work, because that's how I got really good at Terran, because I was like, this is my Terran build, and I just need to figure out how to make this work, And if it's not working in this situation, I need to figure out what I need to change. And I feel like I have that foundation now with Protoss, because I can do Lingbane Hydra, which is my most confidence, like my most comfortable build order that I have, or build composition that I have. So I'm actually really excited.
I'm excited for the lack of Nydus Worm. Yes.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, so I'm going to add a couple things. Nydus. Yeah, so the Nydus Worm is more expensive, and it basically takes longer to come online, and once it's up, you can't spam it out. And also the Lurker.
Yeah, the Lurker. Yeah.
So I've played one. I played you yesterday in ZVP with the new Lurker, and I got Lurkers out really quick. The issue was I didn't have much of anything. Like, I had some Lurkers, but that was like all I had. So
I had detection as well.
Yeah.
And usually my detection gets sniped off.
I usually have more Hydras, right? So like,
yeah, you have more Hydras and more detection to hit my things.
Yeah, like
my detection.
Before the what is it called? The Lurker Den took 71 seconds to build before. And then it took an additional like 12 to 18 seconds to actually make a Lurker. So by the time you started the Lurker Den, it was like a minute and a half before you actually had Lurkers. So you would have to like basically max out on Roach Hydra, or just like pure Hydras or pure Roaches. And then your second max would be with Lurkers with it. So when I was doing it that style, I had a really good Hydra foundation, and as I lost Roaches, I would just replace them with Lurkers. So I didn't need to like use my larva. I could use those for like more drones and more static defense. So I liked that. I was used to that style. Now the Lurker Den takes 31 seconds. So it's basically cut in half. And what that makes me want to do is rush Lurkers. But the problem with that is Hydras are expensive and Lurkers are really expensive. And unless you're on like a really fucking huge economy, you can't afford everything at that time. So it's kind of like a trap to rush out Lurkers, unless they're doing like a huge like Zealot, like they're gonna just do Zealots, like they're just gonna rush Zealot, like you defend your first attack, and then for some reason they're like, I'm just gonna make nothing but Zealots. Then Lurkers would be really, really good to rush out, like just 6 Lurkers and put like 2 by each of your bases, and you're like, all right, all the Zealots are dead. But
yeah, pretty much.
I had like 10 Lurkers and like 10 Hydras. And you like wrecked my army, like just wrecked it. And you had like, I had an army that was really good against what yours was. And I think the reason is because they reduced the range by 1 of the standard Lurker. So like the standard Lurker you get, they reduced its range by 1, but if you get a Hive, you can get an upgrade that increases it by 2 or 3 or something like that. So it makes it like much better later in the game. So I don't know, it's like a defensive unit now. It's not as so much of an offensive siege unit. It's an interesting new unit, I feel. Like the new Lurker is totally different from the old Lurker. And I have to, like, it comes on faster. It's interesting. I like it, but I'm not used to it yet. So I have to figure out what I want to do. But yeah. That's about it, unless you had anything else that you wanted to kind of chat about with the new updates.
No. I watched a game from 2 days ago. 4 days ago now.
Home Story Cup?
Home Story Cup, yeah. Parting versus Cure. I don't know if you mentioned it.
No, I didn't check it out. What was it?
They had a tie that was really, really close.
A tie game in a pro match?
Yeah.
It's only been like 4 of those.
It was one of the most intense, like, insane close matches ever. To the point where all Cure had to do was destroy one last building, and he missed it by like a little bit of health.
Who ended up winning the series?
That's a question. I think this actually ended before, because it was a best of 5, and it's only on one. They only have 1 point each on this replay.
Oh, okay.
I think Parting took it. Parting won the second game.
That's kind of expected. He's so good. Can you throw me the link?
That's crazy. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just trying to find the point where. Oh yeah, here, right here. This was Parting's last chance to No, Cure's last chance to make it not a draw.
I'll throw it up on the stream here.
Let's put it in the stream itself, actually.
It's just a bunch of stars. Throw it in the Discord.
Yeah, there you go.
I have links blocked in my thing.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So let me open this up.
This time the next score is gonna win the game. To stop.
Let me pause it here. Okay, so here we go. I've got it muted. So Cure's. I didn't see this. Oh!
Go back a few seconds.
So we're gonna start here. Okay, so he's just got to kill these buildings, right?
Yeah.
Gets the cyber core. He didn't get that building. Gets out. Sniped. Killed all those. And now the Protoss is gonna march across the map with all of his stuff. Parting's coming across. He's got some.
Even leading up to that, they were like avoiding each other on the map.
Oh, so
yeah,
he doesn't have any units that can fly. So he can float those command centers to the corner and that's it. GG.
Yeah, so they just said drop.
Oh, I love it. Oh my god.
Even before that, Parting had a Nexus in the top right that was super close. It was really intense.
16-minute game that goes into this much of a base trade is insane. Yeah, so Parting knows, or Cure knows he can't fight Parting's army. He's got so many Colossus and shit like that, it's done. No, what is this?
Oh, if they're not, yeah, I think somebody, I don't know who's typing that, because I don't know who the observer is.
Okay, yeah.
But they're not, like, if you listen to the commentators, it's nothing with that.
Oh, okay.
I think somebody was asking him a question.
Yeah, there's way too much Parting army. 35 to literally 0, but he can float up things away. Yep, there it is. GG. Draw. Wow, what a game. What a game. Yeah, I never saw that. That game. Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, you should watch the whole thing if you have time later, because it really, like, the whole fight, like, you're like, how did this go to a draw? Crazy what they did.
Yeah, I would like to do that. Maybe I'll watch Homestar Cup here sometime soon, and we can maybe try to talk about that, like, next month, in the next one, the next monthly. But
well, enjoyed our Christmas special.
Yeah, this was good. Merry Christmas to everyone. We'll give
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Watching this just after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Otherwise, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, so we'll give out the rest of our MMR today to the players on the ladder. And
StarCraft gifts.
The StarCraft gifts. And then yeah, just call it a day after that. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you everyone very much for
thank you.
watching. Always very always love to. Oh geez, hold on a second. Let me make sure my outro's okay. All right. So as always, I appreciate everyone coming in for the stream, for watching and tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and I will be back again next month with Cavi as always. And we will see you all in the next one. Thank you very much.